Todd, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much.
We'll probably go downstairs so we don't fall off, since you're an insurance guy and you probably want to make sure. So Todd, now for the exciting part.
Yeah.
Show us your van.
So this is Walter. It's the name of the van. We name everything. It's actually Walter 2. I had a 2017 Sprinter, same exact color, same outfitter, and went ahead and went to a 2019. And in that process, had a few personal inputs as I traveled on the other, with the other van. We figured out that Walter could use some small touches just to fit our family style a little bit better. So I'll show you a couple of things that are general to most of these vans, and then the specific things that the choices we made to make Walter our personal van and fit our lifestyle and our needs a little bit better. This is a 144 wheelbase, so it fits in a normal parking spot. It fills it up, but it fits in a normal parking spot. And it's a four-wheel drive, so two-wheel four-wheel drive drivetrain, which comes in handy when we go out west, either off-road to campsites or for skiing. We've had a number of occasions to have to use the four-wheel drive, both just driving across Kansas, but also when we get into the mountains. So we travel with, we have a 3-year-old son, so having enough sleeping space was critical. So we also have the pop-up top camper that allows for a queen-size bed in top and a queen-size bed on the base by putting these rails in. This creates a bed in our dining area. So
You have the tables that are adjustable and removable.
exactly right. So we have like the smaller bistro tables, we have a larger dining table, and there's 3 locations for the table. We have one up front. These captain's chairs actually spin around, and so you could, if you get to a campsite, this seat comes out completely and actually makes for a nice, sits on the ground, actually makes for a nice outdoor, like little love seat under your canopy. And then you have the 2 chairs spun, so you have a dinette as well in the front, or a workspace, which we use it a lot for workspace. Put a table here, spin the chairs, and now you have a nice, comfortable office chair working off of a small walnut table.
You've got this divider.
Yeah, storage is critical, and what we did on the divider, while you can use the front blackout blinds for camping and sleeping, what we have found is that if we just want to take a nap, or our son wants to nap, you can just close out the back divider. It unrolls and zips really quickly, and you really compartmentalize from driving cabin to dining, sleeping, entertainment cabinet, if that's what you want. And we found, what we wanted to do is, you'll find these dividers quite frequently in these vans. We wanted more storage. Our key was, stuff stacks for electronics, and have everything at the ready, and not have bags or suitcases. Obviously, we don't like to carry a lot of stuff. We'll always have a jump bag to go, but yeah.
What's that?
So these are the 3. These are metal, aluminum. They go here to make the bed. So they sit on these rails. So they're just they're aluminum rail system that sits right here on this ledge, and it just sits there. And so you can make 3 of these. Obviously, take the table down, which comes out very easy. I'll do that. And then these cushions these are memory foam, 4-inch memory foam cushions. You can see how it would make a queen-size bed right here. It's actually quite comfortable. Travel van, so feels very spacious when you're in here now with all the headroom. Obviously, this piece right here comes down and makes the bed, to its bed. This whole area, side to side, front, all the way to about right here is bed. So it's kind of.
And that hanging piece, so that comes down and makes.
That's the cushion for the bed. So it hangs to keep out of our headway.
Oh, and then
it sits right here on these rails. One of the nicer features are the tables. So they're a locking mechanism. It's a tension lock. You spin them, and they're out. And so you can move it very quickly. Here, this has a cap on it, just covering, same thing, just covering another one, and then they're out front as well. So these come apart, and on both sides, we have all this stowage as well. And I have my Nespresso maker for on-the-go coffee, which is nice. But this is probably one of the pretty neat features. These things just kind of move around. What I really like is these are kind of the storage boxes. So
Oh, wow.
you just keep, there's your Nespresso, your necessities, obviously. And what's nice is you can pull this out and then you have more storage below. So there's tables, blackout blinds, little foldable chairs. So we're pretty much ready to go almost any time. And there are 6 of these boxes. What I like, again, they're aircraft aluminum. They come out, you have a lot of storage. We have a hot water heater down here, which is right underneath here. Sorry, not much to see, but that's a 22-gallon tank, hot water heater for outdoor shower, rinsing off plates, whatever you. So Christian, just go back. And oftentimes when we're driving, if it's any distance at all, we'll go ahead and put the bed down just for travel's sake, because it's a lot of times it's easier than having it up. But if we're like, if we're hanging out at a campsite or we're working, it's nice. You have 2 tables, a laptop here, have an induction cooktop here, and a very large refrigerator. So that's some of the, I said I would mention some of the upgrades that we've had. Having electrical right here on the back side, very convenient USB ports, double USB ports. And because we use sometimes an inverter for more electrical, so that's your typical cigarette lighter, and we use an inverter for that as well. And this whole rig runs off of 2 150 panel, a solar panel on top. So it has a whole master switch system, and it's pretty impressive how long it can run for. So off-grid system.
There's some storage right here, I noticed too.
Yeah, again, this whole side are the same kind of boxes with storage completely under here. The only thing that's the wheel well, but you can kind of shoot in there. It's, you can kids snow skis, or,
Yeah.
anything really you can put underneath there. We use it typically. There's always things we're packing we want access to. So again, this is the shower for hot and cold. Comes with,
Yep.
Won't actually go that far. So it's a really cool feature, actually. And I recommend anybody watching this that has a van. Our outfitters gave us these. I just think they're really cool. They're emergency lights, and you can either hang them or they're magnetic, so you can stick them. So say you're doing anything around your vehicle outside. Doors open, you got a flashing light here, and there's a bunch of different modes for it.
Wow.
And so our outfitter just gave those to us as a really cool feature. And
My outfitter didn't give me any of that.
yeah. So, and they hang as well. So that's a really.
You heard it here, straight from the insurance man. How to stay safe.
How to stay safe. Yeah.
Talk about the style here, the wrap.
Yeah, so this is a Luminous brand, running boards and ladder. Again, an upgrade that they've just come out with is this used to mount to here. And my concern was it always stuck out another 3 or 4 inches, which was beyond the width of the mirrors. Now, you're probably not going to catch it on anything, but in my mind, it always seemed like it was protruding out from the side of the van, which I didn't like. Now it's actually, they've figured out how to mount it up underneath in the frame. And so you have a lot cleaner line closer to the van. It doesn't really stick out nearly as much. And it's super robust obviously for climbing. That's where the solar panels are. It's also observing rack. You can stand up there. We put our chairs up there and hang out for great sunset views, or whatever you might want to do. So in 2019, Mercedes reconfigured the front end, particularly in the headlights. A lot sleeker LED running lights here. The old ones looked chunky. They actually looked cooler than these. I really didn't like the aesthetic of the front of the Mercedes, the 19 version. And so I figured out we could get these super big, apparently these can be seen from 2 miles away, which seems unnecessary. But being an insurance guy, I always think about not having what I need versus having what I don't need. So in this case, it's kind of insurance. I probably don't ever need them, but I have them.
Yeah.
Same thing with the winch. You know, if you're off-road and you are, you know, stuck in a ditch or something, you know, a winch is incredibly important to get you out. The nice thing about this new Warn is it's a remote control. So you can actually buy your, typically using a winch as at least a two-person job. Someone has to control the winch, someone has to drive the truck. In this situation, you could, if need be, tie off to a tree or a boulder, pull yourself out remote control while driving the truck. That's a really cool feature for Warn. So some of those upgrades, also the upgrade of having a 2-inch receiver on the front. Again, you could put, you know, we're heavy into riding bikes. I have a number of bikes, so I have to, you know, for the terrain, I like to have 2 or 3 bikes at a time. There could be a situation where we could have four bikes on the vehicle at once. So that's why, go around back, we actually look at the integrated bike rack. So if we close this up, I can do this real quickly. So this bike rack sits on top of the aluminum box here. Let's do it for purposes. So this box is built to accommodate, I think it's most small generators would fit in here, and or 5-gallon gas cans, generator and gas can. But I did have a real demand for the 2-up bike rack. So this fits 2 bikes right here, nicely behind the van. And it's a clamping mechanism, so you leave the wheels on and the bikes go right on there really nicely. One of the cooler features about this van is it comes with rear camera, which the other one had as well. It also has all the sensors and cameras around the van. So this has a 360 view. Mercedes has done a great job. I can also see my bicycles from as I'm driving. The coolest feature is probably the rear view mirror. So what they've done here is the rear view mirror actually taps into that camera, and it shows you a clean view in your rear view mirror as a screen of the rear of the van. So I thought, when I saw that, I'm like, that's a pretty cool feature. And then obviously when you put it in reverse, you can see it here as well, because that's your
that I've seen it reverse.
That it's there, and it's.
Again, Todd Hancock, thanks for joining us here on the VanBassador. We'll see you soon. Stay local, go global. This is VanBassador.